Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you have all had a wonderful day. Today's video is my TBR for August. So I am really excited to actually pick my books for August. I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to choose, which I think makes it a bit more interesting. We shall see. But yeah, I can't wait to get into it. So I am in the same sort of place I normally am, except my big chair has moved further into the living room. So I am sat in front of my bookcase on a beanbag, so we have a slightly different angle, but I hope it's still okay. So I am going to pick 9 books, technically, this month. The first book I'm going to be reading is Pretties by Scott Westerfeld, which is the second book in the Ugly series. I'm really excited to see where it goes from the first book. I thought it was absolutely great, so I really can't wait to see what happens here. So I'm going to be buddy reading this one with the lovely Nikki, and I can't wait. I am super excited. So yeah, there's the first book, and then I'm going to use the Bronte box to pick the other 8 books. I realised that 9 books is slightly ambitious for me, but we're going to give it a good old try. We're going to see what happens. We're going to go for it. So let's pick out the first one. Got a yellow one. Ooh. Read a book chosen by Instagram. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, after I finish filming the video, I am going to pick a few books off my shelf, take a picture, pop it on my Instagram story and let people choose, and then I will pop the book title here somewhere across my face of the book that I will be reading. So there is that one. Let's go again. Okay, we got a pink one, and the pink one is Your Oldest Book by Publication Date. Ooh, okay. I already know which one this is going to be, actually. I'm looking at it. It's going to be this one. It's called A Corpse Too Many, One Corpse Too Many, and A Medieval Whodunit by Ellis Peters. So this follows the story of Brother Cadfael, and he's a monk, basically, that solves murder mysteries, effectively. So, when was this published? First published in Great Britain in 1979. So yeah, I believe this one is probably going to be the oldest one I have. I don't think I even really need to look at the rest of my shelves, because I believe, yeah, that this one is probably going to be the oldest, actually. Let me just check this one, because this one might actually be older. Let me see. Penguin Books. When were you published? Okay, so it was published in 1995 in America and 1997 in Great Britain. Yeah, so okay, even though this one is quite old, it's not as old by publication date as this one. So I'm going to pop that one back up there. It is one I do mean to read quite soon, because I went to Amsterdam with my sister a couple of years ago, and we went to the Anne Frank house, and it was amazing, and I loved it, and I really need to get around to reading that book. So that might be one of the ones I pop on my Instagram for you guys to choose. But yeah, so I'm going to be reading One Corpse Too Many by Ellis Peters. I love the TV adaptation of the Brother Cadfaels with Derek Jacobi. Yeah, I just really love a whodunit. So if you have read any of these, or you have seen the TV series, let me know in the comment section down below. So there's that one. Let's pick another one. We've got another yellow one. Feels like a really long time since I last did my TBR like this. Start a new series. Okay, so my plan, or kind of my plan, with this month's TBR, I'm really sorry about the lighting, was to kind of try and finish up series that I'd already started. So starting a new series doesn't really help me. But I am gonna go and see if there is a small series or a duology or something that I can start and I will come back in a moment. Okay, I found one. I've gone for a trilogy to start, and it is Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater. So I have read The Raven Boys by her, and I do want to reread them at some point. But as the post-it note says, start new series, this is the one I'm going to go for. It's been on my shelves for a really, really long time. And it just says, the pack circled around me, tongues and teeth and growls. When a local boy is killed by wolves, Grace's small town becomes a place of fear and suspicion. But Grace can't help being fascinated by the pack, and by one yellow-eyed wolf in particular. There's something about him, something almost human. Then she meets a yellow-eyed boy whose familiarity takes her breath away. So yeah, I do have a feeling it's going to be a bit Twilight-y with the wolf aspect instead of vampires, but I'm excited to give this a go. I did enjoy The Raven Boys, and I didn't find her writing style too difficult to get into, so I am hoping that I enjoy this one. So yes, starting a new series, yay! I have so many series on the go, it is unreal. So yeah, the plan was to kind of try and get through as many series this month as I could, or like continue on with the series. So I've gone for a green one, and it is a book with an animal on the cover. Okay, I'm going to see if I can find one of those that maybe continues on a series for me. Okay, so I've got one, and it's one I have put in a TBR before and didn't get round to. It is the second book in the Land of Stories series by Chris Colfer, and it is The Enchantress Returns. There is a bear down here, and here there is a frogman. So yes, there is an animal on the cover, and it is also the sequel to the first book, so I'm excited to get back into this land and kind of re-familiarise myself with the story. So yes, I'm excited to get back onto that. I did leave it on my shelf, on my TBR shelf, to kind of look at if I got the chance, and then I realised that I'm never going to get to them, so I moved them all back onto my normal shelves to kind of pick up again if I get given the option, if that makes sense. So, right, hello. We got another yellow one. Most of these are yellow now, I think. A new author. I'm going to go with new to me, so maybe one I haven't read by them before. And I already know which one I'm going to pick, because, bear with me. Oh, I picked this one up for my mum and dad's a little while ago. It's The Vampire's Promise by Caroline B. Cooney. And it's just a little point horror one, but I'd kind of been looking at it for a little while to get around to reading. It's only like 170 pages. Oh no, 166. And I really want to go back to my childhood, because I used to read point horror books all the time. So yeah, I am pretty excited about this one. It says, never make a deal with a vampire. Lacey and her friends are looking for excitement and a night to end all nights, so they break into the Moor House, the mysterious dark house with the circular tower, the vampire's tower. They wake the vampire from his slumbers, and he comes to them holding them prisoner in the crumbling ruin. And the vampire promises them one thing, that he will let them go except for one who will satisfy his hunger. And between them and a horrific decision must be made. They must decide which one of them will be his. So yeah, I believe this is the first one. I don't really know. Yeah, I think so. I'm not really sure. But yeah, it's been on my shelf at mum and dad's for goodness knows how long. I don't think I've ever read it. So yeah, I'm kind of excited to get around to reading it, and then maybe looking into picking up some more point horror ones at some point, if they are something that takes my fancy, or if they're something I've grown out of. You know, it's kind of reminisce. Yeah, let's go back in. I've got another yellow one, of course. It is a book with a one-word title. I have this. It's Rebel by R.J. Anderson. So this is the sequel to Knife, which I read in July. So yeah, I'm really excited to be reading this in August, to be continuing on the story. This is working out pretty well for me. I'm excited. So yeah, I won't read the back because I figure if you haven't read the first one or you don't remember me talking about the first one, this second one isn't going to make an awful lot of sense. But I am excited to get back on with that one. How many have we picked? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've picked 6 with the Instagram choice that needs to be taken. So 2 more to choose, and then I will have 9 books altogether, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right, I've picked 2 already. So I have a pink one and a yellow one. So the pink one is friend chooses a book for you. So because I've already got someone like Instagram choose your book, I'm going to pop that one back in, and I'm going to pull out this green one instead, and we are going to go for random colour generates the book cover. So I can't show you that because I don't have a phone to do that one at the same time that I'm talking to you, because I film on my phone, but I will colour generate a colour and then come back and pick a book. And then random number generate page number 200, between 200 and 500. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go away and do a colour generator and a number generator, and then I'll come back and put the pictures on the screen so you can see what I got, and then we will choose books to go with those, if that makes sense. Okay, so the colour that I got given was like this baby blue kind of colour. So I have picked Nicholas Sparks' Nights in Rodanthe to kind of match the colour. This is one that I haven't read by him, obviously, and it just says, at 45, Adrian Willis must rethink her entire life when her husband abandons her for a younger woman. Reeling with heartache and in search of a respite, she flees to the small coastal town of Rodanthe, North Carolina, to tend to a friend's inn for the weekend. But when a major storm starts moving in, it appears that Adrian's perfect getaway will be ruined until a guest named Paul Flanner arrives. Paul has just sold his medical practice and comes to Rodanthe to escape his own shattered past. Now, with the storm closing in, 2 wounded people will turn to each other for comfort, and in one weekend set in motion feelings that will resonate through the rest of their lives. So I have picked this up. I can't remember if I picked it up this year or if I picked it up at the end of last year, but I haven't properly read it. So yeah, I'm excited to get to this one finally, because I have a lot of well, I have all of Nicholas Sparks' books, so I really do need to get on and actually read them. So that's that one. And then for number generator, I got 360 as my number. So I found a book that kind of has a page count that is as close to that number as I could find. And it's called Asking for a Friend by Andy Osho. No Woman Gets Left Behind. I received this for my birthday, so I don't really know an awful lot about it. But yeah, it just says 3 best friends are going to solve their relationship woes once and for all. 40-something Jemima's life is on track, well sort of. She just needs to bat her niggly ex away for good. 20-something Megan has a 5-phase plan and is nearly ready for phase 3, a relationship, while 30-something Simi has had more it's not used than I do's. These best friends decide it's time to ditch the dating apps and play the love game by their own rules. They're going to ask people out in real life, but only for each other. What could possibly go wrong? So yeah, I vaguely remember seeing this in a supermarket, which is where I tend to get quite a lot of my chick lit books from. So yeah, I didn't obviously choose it for myself, it was gifted to me, but I am quite excited to give it a read and see what happens. So yes, they are all of my books. I am going to pop a post on my Instagram, which you may or may not have taken part in by the time this video goes up, to help me choose a book to read for my Read a Book Chosen by Instagram. I am gonna just pick 2 books by random now. I think I'm gonna pick this one and this one. So I have P.S. I Love You by Cecilia Rohan. We have a difficult relationship, her and me. But it's the final book I own of hers, and I have never read it, but I do love the film. So there is that as a choice, and then there is The Diary of a Young Girl, Anne Frank, that I have been meaning to read for a really long time. So I will pop these on my Instagram, and whichever one people choose, I will I don't know, put glitter around it, or whatever one is picked, we will find out. So let's just do a quick recap. So one of those will be chosen. I have Asking for a Friend by Andy Osho, Nicholas Sparks' Nights in Rodanthe, R.J. Anderson's Rebel, The Vampire's Promise by Caroline B. Cooney rather, The Land of Stories, The Enchantress Returns, Book 2 by Chris Colfer, Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater, A Corpse Too Many by Ellis Peters, and Pretties by Scott Westerfeld. So these are my books. I'm really excited to get to these, and if you have read any of them without spoilers, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.